Halloween approaches here at Discovery News, we've chosen our top 5 favorite science conspiracies, theories, and hoaxes that might be news to you. Up first, the lost cosmonauts. What you're about to hear is part of a radio transmission captured by 2 Italian brothers, these two, on May 23, 1961. They allege it's the voice of a female Soviet cosmonaut perishing upon re-entry into Earth. If true, this would be a full 2 years before the Soviets announced they'd put a woman into space. Number 2, the growing Earth theory. While the growing Earth theory is disputed by most geologists today, you can see the most intriguing aspects of it here in this animation by comic book artist Neil Adams. That is, if you shrink the Earth by 50%, all the continental plates lock together perfectly. The Earth is growing, they say, and the bigger it gets, the more the continents simply pull away from each other. The late Australian geologist Samuel Warren Carey, a huge supporter of this idea, argued that the theory of plate tectonics is way off base and that the ancient supercontinent of Pangaea completely covered a smaller Earth with a far smaller gravity and massively large dinosaurs that could never survive in the gravity we have today. Number 3, the Cardiff Giant. In 1869, this 10-foot supposedly petrified giant man was discovered by well diggers at the Stub Newell Farm near Cardiff, New York. The hoax was orchestrated by one George Hull, who paid about $2,700 to have the giant carved and planted at the farm following an argument with a minister about whether or not the Bible should be taken literally. The verse in question, Genesis 6:4, says giants once roamed the earth. As the discovery became a worldwide phenomenon, Hull unloaded the stone man to investors for almost 40 grand before a leading paleontologist took a closer look at the carving and proclaimed it a fake! Number 4, the phantom time hypothesis. What if part of our history never actually happened? Well, according to German historian Hans-Ulrich Niemitz, that's exactly the case. The year 614 to 911 from the early Middle Ages never actually took place and somehow added in there either on purpose or accidentally when we switched to the Gregorian calendar in 1582. The thrust of the argument points to a supposed lack of historical documentation and archaeological findings from those years, as well as an apparent pause in architectural evolution. Number 5, the Roswell incident, case closed? In 1997, the Air Force released a report to definitively close the book on Roswell. This is the book. This is me reading the book at the Library of Congress. The report explains, among other things, how weather balloons and space probes could easily have been mistaken for flying saucers since they looked exactly like flying saucers. It also explains the supposed alien autopsies that took place here and what actual events those autopsies could have been confused with. The creepiest thing about this story is that while we were poking around trying to find a copy of this report, an Air Force rep who wouldn't fully identify herself said that they have follow-up questions for the author about the report, but they can't ask him because he's disappeared. No one's heard from him in years. So First Lieutenant McAndrews, call your office, or better yet, call us at this number below and ask for James Williams. So I'm going to disappear too, but have yourself a happy Halloween and check back soon for the next top 5.